for having me today here. It's my first year at IVRPA annual conference, and already I met a lot of very interesting people, very interesting things. So thank you again for inviting me. So today our subject is the emotion, or first-person emotion. And I will address that by starting by telling you a little story. SoWhen was created in 2010, following the full dream of two young men. They met in a short movie called Logorama that later won an Academy Award, lucky us. And these two fools, I'm the first one here, Mohamed Marouene, and the other one, Freddy Kone, is not with us today because he's having a baby right now in the other part of the planet. So the dream is really to create a new type of entertainment and to do it differently. That was our big dream. We just started by being two in a small office in Paris, and along the way we met other crazy that believe in the dream and followed with us. Today we are 16 permanent creators between two countries, France and Tunisia, and every day we are trying to push the hard work to touch this dream. And I think we started to touch on it with VR also. I told you this small story for two reasons. The first one is to thank our team for all the hard work that they have done by letting us become what we became today. And the second reason is to get you a little bit emotional, to get your attention for the rest of the presentation. So, after this small emotional moment, let's go back to business. So what is SoWhen? We are a studio that uses creative and technical hybridization to connect brand universe to their customers through storytelling and new technology. We really try to converge all the technology available and maybe create new one to converge to the human experience and to create the ultimate human So, as you may have seen, there is a lot of different technology, a lot of different style, and that was just to show you that it's all about really getting creative tool to go and give the audience what it needs to generate the emotion needed. And to put our work simply, we find ourselves and we define ourselves as storytellers with superpowers. These superpowers got trust from these clients and others, as you may see, and we got their trust by a simple process. We try to serve their message because there is always a message that must go through a creation. Nourishing their image by creating emotion. Emotion is the most effective communication barrier breaker. It's the most effective way to communicate a message. And that's why, for us, from emotion you get engagement. And the product that I'm going to show you is a perfect example for that. So we're gonna start with a little making of this project. Again, no sound. Nous sommes à la gare de Cassis et nous sommes en train de tourner en réalité virtuelle, immersive, en vision subjective, le film Sortez des rails.
On tourne une vidéo pour prévenir les gens que traverser les voies en dehors des passages prévus pour les souterrains et les passerelles, c'est très dangereux, voire mortel.
Alors ce film parle d'une personne qui a oublié de ramener sa copine de la gare et qui va commettre une erreur.
Le challenge, c'est de faire en sorte que les gens ressentent dans un masque de réalité virtuelle la même frayeur qu'ils pouvaient ressentir en vrai s'ils étaient au bord d'un quai et qu'ils se faisaient un peu surprendre par l'arrivée d'un TGV.
Ceci est une ExoZO. C'est la première caméra de capture de réalité au monde. Elle permet d'avoir à la fois des tournages qui sont en stéréo, où on a un flux différent pour chaque œil. Elle permet d'avoir du son spatialisé et surtout on a une réactivité de production dans des conditions extrêmes comme celle d'aujourd'hui qui est sans égal.
Notre comédien principal, c'est le TGV. Donc on doit se synchroniser sur le TGV passant en gare. Et comme on a une séquence qui se joue à la seconde près, ça demande une très grande précision pour les comédiens et toute l'équipe.
La première étape, c'est tout simplement le passage du TGV sous un pont qui se trouve à 600 mètres d'ici, et ce qui nous fait 20 secondes entre le moment où il arrive sous ce pont-là et le moment où le point de contact au niveau du quai. Et nous avons une scène qui commence à l'intérieur de la gare et qui se termine justement au niveau du quai. Il faut que j'arrive au moment précis où le TGV arrive devant moi pour créer justement cet effet de surprise. Et je pense qu'on peut considérer notre journée close. On a nos plans. Merci à tout le monde. C'était génial.
On est à Cassis, c'est le deuxième jour de tournage et on est dans une super propriété où on va tourner la première scène du film, savoir les deux protagonistes qui vont du coup jouer aux jeux vidéo et le personnage principal va s'apercevoir qu'il est en retard pour aller chercher sa compagne à la gare.
J'installe l'ordinateur pour qu'on ait un retour de la caméra.
Voilà, donc là ça tourne, donc on est en train de suivre les deux personnages qui sont dans la décapotable. Voilà, dans l'histoire ils se rendent à la gare, donc nous on les suit derrière d'assez près pour être sûr que tout va bien.
Le rail vient de finir et c'était génial. Belle expérience humaine, magnifique équipe et un film réussi. So, let me get you a little bit of the backstory of this project. Our client was the SNCF, which is the company that possesses all the railways in France. And they have one of their biggest problem is the accident that happen when someone is crossing the railway, not through the tunnel that are reserved for that. And a lot of these problems that they have, a lot of these accidents arrive to younger person that just see the other part of the railway really near them, but they can't see the train arrives. And the idea was really to try to prevent them from that, try to get this message inside their head, because again, a lot of accident happens. And like I already said, this message should go through emotion. And for that, the emotion that was best is fear. Fear is a very strong emotion. Fear, for a lot of us, is a negative emotion. But in this case, fear is the right emotion that we should get. To explain a little bit the idea behind this movie, if you were just a second away from dying and you felt it, really, you felt the train in front of you, I think it will really put and impact your brain in a way that you will never try to cross any railways. And this is the power of emotion, and this is the power also of VR. And that's why also VR was very important for us in this project. So we needed to also bring this emotion in the right way. It needs to be to get to the audience by surprise, because this is what happens if an accident happens. So we choose to create a story. We start with two young person playing in a video game, and they are careless, they are playing, they are happy, they are playing a game in VR, and the main character, remember that he forgot his girlfriend, which just arrived in the train station, and she's very mad. So we start by a relaxing emotion, playing video games, and we move to another emotion, which is we are stressed, we need to get our girlfriend. And she even threatened us to get with another man that she found on a train station. So we take a car with our friend, lawyer friend, and we run. So the stress is getting higher and higher, but our main focus right now is on getting our girlfriend. We continue, we arrive at this train station, and we interrogate the information in which railway the train arrives. And we don't think about anything else but getting to our girlfriend. And then the accident arrives. At the moment when we see our girlfriend and she says just hi, and then phew, the train arrives. And giving that emotion and that perfect timing is what really will get the impact needed. It will be a memorial impact and an emotional impact. So we had a lot of challenge to do that. And the first challenge that we encountered is how really to get a good subjective point of view, one that we can really believe on. So stereo was needed, a good resolution was needed. We need to have a full body, not just a marker or something like that. And also, we needed to, we couldn't use CG in this movie because the budget was low. So we tried to explore many options. We thought about putting the camera on a buggy. We thought about putting the camera even on a drone, but there was problem of authorization, and again, no CG, so it was a problem. So we thought about something. why not creating an exoskeleton that can make us take the camera and put it in the right place with the right effect? And the objective of this exoskeleton, we call the ExOZO right now, but it's a temporary name, is our goal is really to get, first of all, less weight. The camera weight is 5 kilogram, and it's not easy to have 5 kilogram overhead and moving like that. First of all. Also, getting the camera as near as possible to the shoulder. I think that we already tried to see that when putting a stick with the camera. It's a little bit strange. It's not really a human point of view. After that, we needed to get a natural movement. Moving with a 360 camera can produce easily motion sickness, and we couldn't just move slowly. It was out of the way. That's not the story. We need to run. So we needed to find a way to get a fast movement with the camera, but without getting the motion sickness, the most human way possible. And for that, the exoskeleton, after a lot of retry, we found the good balance. So we succeeded into suppressing the weight of the camera by putting it on the whole body, not just on the head. We also succeeded to bring it really near the head. It's not the perfect position, but it's near enough so that we can put some kind of false shoulders to make the human body believable in the image. And also we put it some rubber on the camera to suppress all the bad movement that will cause the motion sickness. And after a pass of stabilization, it worked well. We did a lot of tests, and even when running, person doesn't find it weird or doesn't have motion sickness. It felt natural. Now, the most important thing that needed us to build the ExOZO is that there was a stunt on this movie. And I like to call it a true VR stunt. Let me explain to you. When we were studying this movie, we talked with the client to get the timing of the train. We couldn't get a CG train, again, low budget, so we should deal with the true trains. And we found we needed to have the faster one, and so we found all the fast trains that have approximately the same speed, and we calculated the timing between a reference point where we put it one of our team and the point of impact. And we had only 20 seconds. And we had the scene. The person starts at the gate of the station. He runs. He asks for information. His friends pass in front of him to get his attention away from the train. And after we run until the contact point, 20 seconds to do all that. And for that, we need to have free movement, free arms, free feet. Doesn't feel the camera to really stop at the right moment. We even tried to calculate the force of the force field of the train when passing by, because with the wind that it creates, it can even take a camera with a stand, the OZO with its 5 kilos. So we need to be stable. That's why the ExOZO was really important for this project. And what I explained to you is the timing. So for that, again, it's really preparation. It's the same thing in every production. And we really needed to have this cooperation from the client to get this proper information, because it was dangerous, because it was ambitious, and because we needed really to have the train in the right impact point. So I think that covers all of the challenges that we had in this story. And what I can give you more is we did a small editing trying to resemble a very known American TV show based on what we did. So enjoy.
il a mis 20 secondes.
C'est officiel, nous avons 20 secondes pour faire la mécanique le plus complexe du film.
Voie de passage de train sans arrêt, veuillez vous éloigner de l'arbre du quai.
3, 2, 1. Action!
Juste en face. C'est bon, Mike, il est là.
Et je pense qu'on peut considérer notre journée close. On a le plan. Merci à tout le monde. C'était génial. Thank you. That's all.
So we have time for question. We have some time for question. Also, you can see the movies in the VR room. I tell everybody, go to the VR room. We have excellent movies over there. Everybody have question?
Hi, thanks for that. That was an amazing presentation. My question is really just about rigging and the ExOZO mount that you had there. And in one shot, it looked like you actually had it stabilized against the forehead, but then in another shot, it looked like it wasn't necessarily pressed up against the forehead. And I was just curious which was the way that it worked.
Exactly. In one of the versions of the ExOZO, when we are trying to get the right balance, we thought about using the forehead as a stabilization way instead of the hands. But the problem is it was really tiring, and also it hurts to have the camera moving in the forehead. So after that, we found a way to really to put it a little bit higher and to give enough space in front of the forehead so that the person, the actor, could move the head naturally, because we could have a very bad neck ache if it can't move the head. And it was very important to get, again, this comfort while playing all day. And I think with this position, we could found the greatest balance possible with the camera. And by the way, we did it in this version for the ExOZO, but it was such a success. We used it after that for other complicated situations, like riding a bike and have a subjective point of view on a bike, and even for simulation, where we could see really the hand manipulation. And right now we're thinking on expanding it, the system, to other types of camera, like the Insta and others.
Okay, any other question?
Hi. So for a POV movie, you have to see it in a headset for it to work. And given the fact that most people watch on YouTube or Facebook, how did you reach your audience? Because it doesn't make sense to watch it on a mobile or desktop when it's POV.
So it's a very good question. In SoWhen, we have a saying is that the headset isn't VR. When we try to create a movie, we always try to make it work even in other conditions. So by using simply the application of YouTube and the accelerometer of the phone, you get a feeling of immersion. It's not the best one, but you get a feeling of the immersion. But for the communication campaign to succeed, with the client, we put, it was a truck with many headsets, and it went all around France to show it directly to people on the most immersive way.
Okay, we don't have much